Like if I heard that like British people made a film about a Mexican drug lord who was transitioning and it was a musical, I'd say disgusting.
Yes.
That should never see the light of day. But you tell me the French are doing it, it's like, let them have at it. It's a ridiculous society. It's a cheese-based culture. I want to close out the show and bring down the lights for an intimate conversation between you and me about the one thing weighing heaviest on the nation's mind, the movie Emilia Pérez. That's right. I finally saw French director Jacques Audiard's inexplicable musical about a Mexican drug lord who undergoes gender confirmation surgery. The film garnered 13 Oscar nominations, including Best Picture, and currently sits at 21% on Rotten Tomatoes. Fascinating. So I'm going to open the floor to any questions you have about anything, but especially Emilia Pérez, in a segment we're calling A Million Little Things. Nice. Yes, do you have any questions? What's your question, sir?
I just want to know if it's changed your opinion of Ron Perlman at all, it being his favorite movie.
Of the year.
Of the year.
Not of all time.
Of the year.
I'll tell you what it's done for me. All right? Are you ready? Buckle up. Are you buckled in? Is everybody buckled? It only heightened my respect for Ron Perlman. Why? Do I think Emilia Pérez is a perfect film? It is not. And if anyone tells you Emilia Pérez is a perfect film, you tell them, shut up. But it's good. Yeah, are you with me? Applaud if you think Emilia Pérez is good. Yep, that's about right. I will say this. We live in a fucking commoditized, algorithmic, tested, data-driven, conformist, capitalist society. And the fact that a group of French maniacs could make a film about Mexico, a place it seems they may never have been, and decide the story they want to tell is about a drug lord who goes through gender-affirming care, and it is a musical. If you don't want to live in a world where that happens, fine, I do. And a lot of people are like, well, you know, it's a Spanish actor in the lead, and it's the French, and it's culturally appropriated. People in Mexico are debating whether or not this movie makes a caricature. This is a French movie. These are French people making a movie. It's going to be fundamentally silly. The French are a group of people who are, at core, deeply silly, pretending to be serious. The British are serious people, pretending to be silly. The Germans are serious people, and they're straightforward about that. But that is why the French do not have comedy, because they on some level know that if the French ever start to laugh, they will not stop, and then they will die. And so, yes, this is a ridiculous, silly, fantastical, dumb movie. Did you think the movie about the drug lord who sings about having gender-affirming care was going to be like a deeply grounded slice of life? So no, my respect for Ron Perlman has only grown. Thank you for your question. Hi.
Hi.
Can you take the mic?
Yeah, hello?
You didn't know what this was? What's your thoughts on this show? You have very negative arm
I'm
gestures.
sorry.
What's going on?
I'm okay. I enjoyed the show a lot. No, I listen to the pod. No, I'm never super comfortable anywhere, especially now. But
do you think this has made it worse? I just wanted to make sure you're having a good time.
I'm having a great time. Oh no.
Did you see Emilia Pérez?
Yeah, it wasn't for me.
Take the mic away. What else you got? Never heard of the pod?
No, that's...
Let's get in there.
Last one.
And then we'll get back to Emilia Pérez questions. I don't know why.
Hello.
Oh. So what are you doing here, you think?
What am I doing here?
Yeah.
I love the venue, and I love shows, and I'd heard of the show before, so I was like, we should go see the show.
How do you think it went?
I've had a great time.
Where are you from?
I'm from London, but I live here.
Do you agree with my
Yes. About Europe?
About Europe? Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah, that's right. Like if I heard that like British people made a film about a Mexican drug lord who was transitioning and it was a musical, I'd say disgusting.
Yes.
That should never see the light of day. But
Yeah.
you tell me the French are doing it, it's like, let them have at it. It's a ridiculous society. It's a cheese-based culture. Love It or Leave It is brought to you by Manukora. Breakfast tea, protein shakes, salad dressings, etc. I put in a salad dressing just last night. I made a vinaigrette, like a balsamic Dijon vinaigrette, threw in some honey in there. But guess what? I used Manukora honey. So that had all these important ingredients.
Let's hear about them.
It's ethically produced by Manukora's master beekeepers in the remote forests of New Zealand. Contains powerful nutrients that can help support immunity and gut health. The bees collect the nectar from the manuka tree in New Zealand. Its nectar is packed with bioactives, and the honey that is produced has 3 times more antioxidants and prebiotics than your average honey. I'm an inch taller today.
I've always thought that my honey doesn't have enough antioxidants.
Or what about the bioactives? You got to get them bioactives.
You sure do.
The manuka tree produces a special antibacterial compound in its nectar. Manukora third-party tests every single harvest for this compound and makes the results available through their QR system. All you need
Which has not been affected by the freeze.
Nope, that's still working. All you need is 1 heaped teaspoon each morning to get the most out of the amazing bioactives and Manukora honey. Additional usage throughout the day is completely fine, especially in helping to cut out other sweeteners. It's honey with superpowers. Now it's easier than ever to try Manukora honey. Head to manukora.com/loveit to get $25 off their starter kit, which comes with an MGO 850 plus Manuka honey jar, 5 honey travel sticks, a wooden spoon, and a guidebook.
Which you can use for the honey or whatever.
Whatever, yeah. That's manukora.com/loveit for $25 off your starter kit. Did you see Emilia Pérez?
No, I made a noise. My question was going to be like, it sounds kind of good. Like, is it good?
Yeah.
And yeah, so
Well,
I was
listen,
happy.
I watched an hour and 15 minutes of it last night with my partner, and they were like, I can't watch any more of this. And they are trans. And I said, do you have to stop watching this because you're trans? And they're like, no, I just don't like this. Is this at all upsetting because of trans? No. Not upsetting because of trans. But I still felt guilty about making them watch this whole fucking movie. So I had to watch the rest over the course of today in 10 and 15-minute increments, as the director surely intended. What else? What else are on people's minds?
I want to go back to Emilia Pérez.
Okay.
I saw an interview with James Cameron
Uh-huh.
where he said that not only he said no film like this has ever been written or like filmed. Like the cinematography is singular, as is the writing. And I wanted, and that's what made it one of his best films of all time. And I just wanted to get your take on that.
So, incorrect, James Cameron. I will say that, like, it is a really interesting, like, the way people are making fun of the way it goes into song, that it feels like kind of haphazard and strange, and it is. Everybody pulls out that one line where it's very nice to meet you. I'm here to talk about sex change operation, and that is terrible. It's inexcusable. It's simply inexcusable because it's like for a lot of the rest of it feels like camp, and I actually think sometimes people don't like things because the movie doesn't ever say, "Don't worry, we know this is a joke." Like people now need to have it. They need to have the subtext be text, and so because the movie never declares that it's campy or never declares that it's in any way in on the joke, it can't possibly be smart enough. You're, as the viewer, we're all trained to be narcissists by the internet, and so the only way to experience it is to assume you're the only one that is smart enough to know when something is camp, if not told. So you assume that you've cracked something they didn't intend. That's what happens, and then you end up. That's why you end up seeing things where you'll see a movie that's about climate change, and then at some point, like the actor, like 2/3 of the way through the movie, will be like, "This is about climate change." You know? Do I think that it is singular? That's such a classic James Cameron thing, right? Like he can't just compliment it; he has to have the best compliment. Freak.
If you were to rewrite it and make it better, what would you do?
Oh, wow. What a question. I would say this. I don't know. I would hate to mess with such a kind of, as we were talking about, like, it is exactly what it seems to have intended itself to be. I don't think it can be changed and be made better. It can only be made less Emilia Pérez on some level. And I also will say this. Zoe Saldana fucking crushes it in this movie. She's excellent in this movie. I thought Selena Gomez was awesome in it. And I'm always watching what's with the Murders in the Building. And I'm always like, do something. And then in this movie, she does. So because sometimes you're watching only Murders in the Building, and it's like you got Martin Short doing backflips, you got Stephen Martin doing pirouettes, and then she's just there, and it's like, do something. And here she's doing so much, and she's great. Everyone's great in it. The lead is great in it, and everyone's like, oh, they cast a Spanish trans actor to play the Mexican drug lord in the film, and it's like, I guess, I don't know. I mean, and then the trans actor who is like, everyone's like kind of like getting ready, like, we're going to give an Academy Award to a trans actress. It's awesome. I think that's a very good thing. And then it's like, oh my God, the anti-Muslim tweets. We got anti-Muslim tweets, anti-Muslim. And then apparently like she's deleting the anti-Muslim tweets as the anti-Muslim tweets are finding their way into various articles on the internet. She can't delete the anti-Muslim tweets fast enough. And it's like, what are you supposed to do with that, liberals? Nothing. Nothing. I wouldn't change a frame of it. It's just such what a perfect moment in our era. It's like this movie that's publicly derided is cruising towards an Oscar for this path-breaking actress, and as Trump is sworn into office, her campaign is undone by the fact that she has a history of absolutely despicable comments about Islam. It's like. And that's our show.